Welcome to Samagra Siksha online classes. I am B.anusha, Biology CRT, kgbv v.madugula, visakhapatnam. Hello students, how are you? I think all are fine. Be careful students and take precautions. Today I would like to explain to you about 9th class chapter 5, diversity in living organisms. In previous class, you learned about diversity in plants, diversity in animals, and variation in plants. History of classification, the hierarchy of classification, and plant kingdom flowchart. Students, now we discuss about classification of animals. These organisms are eukaryotics, multicellular, and heterotrophic. These organisms are eukaryotics, multicellular, and heterotrophic. Do you know students? Eukaryotics means organized nucleus organisms are called eukaryotics. Organized nucleus organisms are called eukaryotics. And second one is multicellular. Multicellular means organisms that consist of more than one cell are called multicellulars. And third one is heterotrophic. Heterotrophic means organisms that eats other plants or animals for energy and nutrients are called heterotrophic. These cells doesn't have cell walls and most of the animals are mobile. Mobile means they are moving animals. Most of the animals are moving animals. Further classification based on differentiation in the extent and time of the body design. The major group of animals are Porifera, Coelenterata, Platyhelminthes, Nematoda, Annelida, Arthropoda, Echinodermata, Protochordata, and Chordata. The first one is Porifera. The word of Porifera means pores. Pores is nothing but holes. These organisms are sedentary and attached to some solid support. The organisms all our body have a pores. These lead to a canal system that helps in circulating water throughout body to bring in food and oxygen. This design involves very minimal differentiation and division into tissues. They are commonly called sponges. They are mainly found in marine habitats. Marine habitats means seasource habitats. Examples Cycon, Spongilla, etc. Second one is Coelenterata. Coelenterata is nothing but Cnidaria. These organisms are aquatic forms showing more body design differentiation as compared to Porphyrians. There is a cavity in the body. They are diploblastic. Diploblastic means two layer of cells. These animals have a two layer of cells. The outer layer is called exoderm. The inner layer is called endoderm. Outer layer is exoderm and inner layer is endoderm. Some are living colonies like the corals. They lead solitary life or live solitary. For example, hydra, jellyfish, sea anemones are the example of Coelenterata. The next group is Platyhelminthes. These animals are most complexly designed than in the two other groups. The body is bilaterally symmetrical. That means left and the right levels of the body have the same design. These are triploblastic. That means three layers of cells. Already we learned about triploblastic. This allows outside and inside of the body lining as well as the some organs to be made. The body is flattened dorsoventrically from top to bottom. That's why these animals are called flatworms. They are free and some are parasitic. For example of planarias and tapeworms are the best example of the Platyhelminthes. The next group is nematoda. They are bilaterally symmetrical and trypanoblastic. The body is cylindrical. They are tissues but no real organs. Although a shot of the body cavity or a pseudochrome is present. The pseudochrome means students chrome which is covered on either side of the mesodermal layer. These are very familiar as parasitic worms causing diseases such as the worms causing elephantiasis. That means the worms also present in intestines. The example of the worms in present in intestines are roundworms or pinworms. The next group is Annelida. Annelidas are bilaterally symmetrical and trypanoblastic, but in addition they have a body cavity. This allows true organs to be protected in the body structure. There is thus extensive organs differentiation. This differentiation occurs in a segmental fashion with the segments lined up one after the other from anterior to posterior end. These animals are found in a varieties of the habitats, freshwater and marine. Freshwater is leech, nereis, earthworm of the examples of annelidas. The next group is Arthropoda. This is probably the largest group of animals is present in Arthropoda. These animals are bilaterally symmetrical and segmented. It has open circulatory system and so the blood doesn't flow in wall defined blood vessels. The cavity is filled with blood. These animals have jointed legs. We observe in this group, we have observed the jointed legs animals. For example, frogs, butterflies, cockroaches, houseflies, spiders, scorpions, and crabs are the best example of the arthropods. Do you know, students, the largest group of animals also present in arthropoda group? The next group is mollusca. There are bilateral symmetrical. The coulommic cavity is reduced. There is little segmentation. They have an open circulatory system and kindly like organs for excretion. There is a foot that is used for moving around. For example, snails, octopus, the best examples of mollusca group. Next group is Echinodermata. In Greek, echino means hedgehog and the derm means skin. These are spiny skinned organisms. These are exclusively free living marine animals. They are trypanoblastic and have a coulommic cavity. They also have a periclar water driven tube system that they use for moving around. They have odd calcium carbonate structure that they use as a skeleton to protect themselves. The example of the echinodermata is starfishes and sea urchins. The next one is Protocardata. These animals are bilaterally symmetrical, trypanoblastic, and have a clone. In addition, they show a new feature of the body design, namely a notochord, at least at some stages during their lives. The notochord is a long rod-like support structure. Cord means strings that runs along the back of the animal, separating the nervous tissue from the gut. It provides a base for muscles to attach for else of the movement. The example of the protocardata is Bellnoglossus and Herdmania. Chordata. International Biological Society (IBS) is given approval to most recent classification of Cavalier and Smith in the year of 2004. Vertebrata. These animals have a two vertebral column and internal skeleton, allowing a completely different distribution of muscle attachment points to be used for movement. Vertebrates are bilaterally symmetrical, trypanoblastic, coulombic, and segmented with the complex differentiation of the body tissues and organs. All chordates possess the following these features: have a notochord, have a dorsal nerve cord, and have a paired gill pouches, and post-analytile, triploblastic, and chloromate. The group of vertebrates are five types. One is fishes, second one is amphibians, and third one is reptiles, and fourth one is birds, and fifth one is mammals. We will explain in each one. And first one is fishes. Fishes have fins and tails, breathe underwater using gills. Cold-blooded animals, and hearts have only two chambers. The example of fishes are fishes. And second one is amphibians. Young live in water, but adults live on land and smooth, slimy skin, and they lay eggs. First vertebrates can live both in water and land. Habitats during winter, estivates during summer. Hot is three chambers. The example of amphibians are frog. And third one is reptiles. They have dry skin and scales. They lay eggs. Breathe air. Cold-blooded animals. Most of them have a three chambers heart, but crocodiles have four chambers heart. The examples of reptile are snakes, crocodiles, etc. And the fourth one is birds. Feathers, two wings, claws, they lay eggs. Warm-blooded animals, they have four chamber hearts. The examples of birds is all the birds. And the fifth one is mammals. The characteristics of the mammals are feed babies with milk, skin covered by hair or fur, breathe air, give birth to fully formed young ones. Mammals also divided into three types. One is land mammals, and second one is marine mammals, and third one is flying mammals. Land mammals also divided into three types. One is marsupials, and second one is primates, and third one is rodents. We will discuss first one, marsupials. Care and feed their young in their skulls. The example of the marsupials are kangaroos. And second one is primates. Well developed hands, feet with fingers, toys, can judge distance, very intelligent and social animals from bond with family friends. The example of the primates are monkeys and mans. And third one is rodents. The rodent animals large inferior teeth and two pair of the teeth use like crystals to grind a crack on hard foods. The example of the rodents are rats and rabbits. The marine mammals which grow and live in the water. Some only have space covered of hair. The example of the marine mammals are whales. And the last one is flying mammals. The flying mammals use echolocation, nocturnals, live in roots in trees or caves under roots. The example of the flying mammals are bats. Students, after go to your school, you have to observe some slides and specimens and note down the observation of the slides and specimens in your notebook. You have to observe the slide of the hydra, specimen of the tapeworm, and specimen of a roundworm, and specimen of earthworm, specimen of a cockroach, and specimen of a snail, starfish, and observe the observations in your notebook. Students, I will ask one question to you. What happens when we go about using local names? Understand, students? What happens when we go about using local names? Yes, local names may create a lot of confusion. This would hide a study about the organisms as taking about it in one place would not match with the others. The problem was resolved by the scientist by aging upon a scientific names. Naming of organism with a distinctive scientific name is called nomenclature. It is unique and can be used to identify the organisms anywhere in the world. Certain norms the following while writing scientific names. They are: genus should begin with a capital letter. Species should begin with a small letter. So scientific name indicates to two names. One is genus and second one is species. Now clear, student? Every scientific name has a two names. One is genus and second one is species. Genus should begin with a capital letter. Species should begin with a small letter. When printed, the scientific name should be in italics. The scientific name should be in italics. Written by hand, the genus name and the species name have to underline separately. Now students, let us see some scientific names. The scientific name of mango is Mangifera indica. The scientific name of a human being is Homo sapiens. The scientific name of neem is Azadirachta indica. The scientific name of onion is Allium cepa. The scientific name of the ginger is Gingiber officinale. Student, I will give some homework to you. Find out the scientific names of at least 10 organisms that you see around you. You have to do this activity. You have to know some precautions and some procedure. Observe and make a labeled structure of the organism. Write a brief description of the organism focusing on the characteristics that distinguish it as a member of its group. Select a criteria from classification, for example, body structure. Research the classification of the organism as done by other scientists.